All right, let's go over yesterday's recap. Let's go over the zones. We did a video on yesterday morning about the zones that we're hitting after the news came out. But let's take a look at yesterday, the zones that we're hitting yesterday. So in the afternoon, remember we look at these trend zones, the trend zones to get our trend correct. So if our trend is down, we're looking to short these sell liquidity grab zones. And if the trend is up, we're looking to buy these liquidity grab zones. So what's the difference between a buy zone and a sell zone? Very simply, here's our 25 sell zone. This is our standard sell zone. This is a 25 sell zone. So you'll see these little dashes that come across. That's our 25 sell zone, red dashes. And our trend is categorized as these red dots. So this is actually the 1/165 that we show in the room. Some traders like to use the 1/100 to smooth it out even more, to not get any counters in the market. So this is a 1/165. This is what we tested for the last 30 years being the best zone to get us on the right side of trend. If it's red, if these dots are red, we're only looking to sell the trend zones. If the dots are green, we're only looking to buy the trend zones. So once you get inside of these trend zones, this is our standard 25 zone. All right, we do have additional zones, a 35 zone if we get outside of market profile. I did a video on that yesterday. I gave traders a heads up on the microphone. If we do not hold the 35 zone, we're looking for a 10-point crash. It broke it. It closed below it about 5 minutes later, and it fell over 10 points yesterday. Right after that happened, right down to our target. So these zones, when they fail, they tend to go the other direction. So what we like to do is we like to see it reverse inside of these zones. We like to see a reversal candle like this inside of our zones when we get inside of them. So this is a reversal candle, and that gives us potential. So this reversed yesterday at 2 o'clock, 2:12 at 60.25 and it got as low as 60.06. So we fell almost 19 points of potential from 612 all the way down to 617. In about 5 to 6 minutes of trading, it fell 19 S&P points. That's how these algorithms like to bring price out of these zones when they're qualified zones. So you get a nice little push. We always tell traders, if using the 1/135 or the 1/130, you're typically looking for a 10 to 12 point push outside of these zones. So this was a sell zone. Sell zone, it's a leading indicator. This is an indicator package. Now what you can do, once you get inside of this sell zone, we do have an automated algorithm where you can turn the algorithm on, the automated trading algorithm, and double click on it. It takes a half a second to turn on, to a second turn on. And after this VTOP, it will get the first liquidity grab, which would be here. It went short yesterday here. And that was at 60.22 and it got as low as 606, 6,006.25. So that's where you can get the automated algorithm here. Or you can use Chart Trader, and right when it V-tops there, it gets you in higher. This is 622.5, and the V-top is 625.25. So that's your sell zone, either way you want to do it. So we start coming down in the afternoon. Like I said, I did a video before this video on yesterday's morning price action. In yesterday's video, I did the entire trading session of the past 4 trading days, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I showed the entire session of all trades. So if you want to go back on the previous video, I show all these sell buy zones all in a row from the entire session, back to back to back to back ones. But I want to blow this one up so you can see a little bit better in the afternoon. So then we come down and we we get a red trend that started, a green trend that started to develop. This is called a trend change. This is your transition period where you see a trend change in the market. Right when you see a trend change, you want to see the market come up and then get inside of now the buy zone. So now we're inside of the buy zone. And inside the buy zone, what we're going to do is we're going to look for the market to get a V bottom. And once we get inside of a V bottom here, we're looking for a push to the upside. Now here is where the automated trading strategy would have got you long. It got long right there at that level. Also, it waits for a V bottom with trend, and then it got you long there at 621, and it got as high as 635. All right, so PPI just got released. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for a sell right now inside of a trend zone. So this is yesterday's price action. We go into today's price action. Let's take a look what's going on. If I look at today's price action, we're right now inside of a sell zone. So this is a sell zone. So we're looking for price reverse inside of a sell zone. Now, when news comes out, we like to go to forexfactory.com. It's a free service, and look at the red impact numbers. Obviously, a PPI number is a red impact number. So you don't have to trade right at news. You can let it settle down for a couple minutes if you want. If you do not want to trade right at the news event. A lot of traders do it right at the New York Open also. They don't trade right at 9:30. You know, they don't trade these zones, and they wait 9:27 to 9:33, and then they start trading zones if it's very volatile. This news event right now, you see they're digesting the news. It's not very fast news. Where yesterday, if you look at it, it took off right out of the gates. You know, it took right out of the gates, and it got out of the buy zone and started running right away. So you can see yesterday's news, when the PPI got announced, this is the type of action you get sometimes with news events. So it's difficult to take it right because these algorithms like to buy and sell these sell zones. You can see it's algorithm based that like to push these markets. Our buy zone caught the exact reversal right at news. Look at that. Right at news, and it came down right at the news event and push it really hard. So you don't have to trade right at news until it settles down in a few minutes, and then you get back to work. But that's what we try to do. We try to see where the sell zones are with overall big trend direction and look for reversals inside of that zone. And you don't want to make it any more difficult than that. You're trying to buy or sell the sell zones. Now, like I said, what you can do is you can, if you want to only take a few trades during the session. So if I skinny it down and I only look for a few trades during the session, what I can do is I can change my trend zone here from a 1165 to 1100 and smooth this out even more. And it's going to give you more of a smoother, it's going to give you more of a smoothed out trend and sell zone, buy and sell zone, where you're not going to take as many trades. And we did a video on that yesterday. Play that video. I showed you all the trades from yesterday. We looked at all those for the last 4 trading days right in a row. So if you want to take a look at that yesterday's video, you'll be able to see it and so on. So we're going to wait a couple minutes, see if we can get into this into these areas of in these sell and buy zones. It's about 3 minutes after news, and let's go to work this morning and try to get inside these zones and then and see if we can go to work. All right, Gerald, go ahead and shut that off. But that's what we want to do. We want to buy and sell inside of our trend zones. I'm going to try to set some trades up for you here this morning after we get off this video. And we'll see if we can get another nice trade like yesterday. That 10-pointer I gave you a big heads up on potential. That's a real nice one. I'm sure we're going to get some nice setups here this morning again. All right, everybody have a good morning here this morning. I've been here all day. Any questions, let me know. I'll pop back in now.